Welcome back to the channel. As some of you may have noticed, or if you're new here, the channel name has changed. And the reason for that is because I am going through my own changes and I wanted something that's more suitable for me. Since this is my channel, I want to present me in a way that I see as more suitable for me. Since I am only getting older, we do not get younger, obviously, we change. The way we perceive things change. And the way our minds were back when we were in our teens or in our 20s or, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, even a couple years ago, our minds change. And the way we see life changes. And what we thought was a priority then is no longer a priority now. Long story short, I'm going through changes. And I want my channel to reflect me. I want it to be literally a reflection of myself that's transparent with everything that I'm going through. It used to be One Fit Bruja, and now it is called Underneath the Veil of Marigolds, which is more suitable for me, more of a transparent representation of me and where I am at in my life. Probably wondering, why did you think of this name? What maybe triggered you to put this name together? I chose Underneath the Veil of Marigolds because there's a lot more to me than what there was to One Fit Bruja. A lot of you ask me for vlogs, just personal vlogs, like what do I do in my life, just watching me do shit. I don't want my channel just to be strictly, just one subject. This channel is multifaceted and I'm going on a spiritual journey. I'm going through spiritual growth. If you're a practitioner, you're never going to stop finding new ways to better your practice or new things to learn about someone else's practice or their culture, their religion. There is so many things that you will be studying and going along this path until the day you die. You may have even studied magic in a past life, and now you're back here again trying to accumulate more knowledge. That is very possible. A lot of us have. I am one of those people. It's always something that fascinates me. And I am going away from the fitness and health perspective. When I made One Fit Bruja, guys, it'd be kind of like a little Q&A, like underneath the veil, like getting to know me, what is underneath the facade, what's underneath the camera, behind the camera, what's in my mind, get to actually know me. This is what this is. That's why I changed the name. So what is underneath it all? Cue that No Doubt song. But this is really what I wanted. I want to show you guys like who the fuck I am. Because you guys may watch a lot of my workings or follow my magic, but is that really going to work for you? Our energies might not match at all. I'm just saying. If you try it and it works for you, great. Then it aligns with your energy. It aligns with your beliefs. Then yes, it will work. It'll bring whatever you need into fruition. But if you're one of those people who just fast forwards what I have to say to get to the magic, and a lot of things are not going to manifest for you. There are reasons why I do things that I do. And if you're one of those people who give a fuck about why I do the things I do, then these videos and Q&As and vlogs are going to be for you. If not, then to each their own. Go ahead and watch the spell work. Go ahead and watch something else. Good luck. There's always a reason for what I do. I don't just do shit just because I can, okay? I'm not that kind of person. Well, I want you guys to know me on a more personal level. Not just, some face behind the camera that just shows you how to do shit, teaches you how to do something. I'm getting a little off topic, so I'm gonna go back to the part of where I cut off the One Fit Bruja part. One Fit Bruja, that username was made on my Instagram a long time ago. It was like in my early 20s is when I made it, and when I've actually started physically practicing witchcraft. I was reading about witchcraft, and a lot of things were sinking in that I've thought about when I was younger as a child, and things that I used to do as a child, and I didn't know they were witchcraft. It was just something that felt right. And as I got older and I got farther away from those things, I was trying to find mundane, everyday life things to go towards, to go to school and get a profession in. I went to school to become a personal trainer. I don't even do that right now because people piss me off so bad that I can't fucking do that, okay? People don't like change. They really don't. They don't like being pushed out of their comfort zones. And that's honestly what it takes. You have to be uncomfortable to create significant change in your life, no matter what the situation is. So, I did do what I went to school for a little bit. And I didn't like it. I really didn't. So I decided to go back to school for nutrition, because that's something I was also passionate about. And I was vegan and then vegetarian and then vegan, and now I'm pescatarian. But I still cannot consume dairy products because if I do consume them for a period of time, it creates a bad allergic reaction within my body. So I usually avoid those. So I still eat mostly vegan, but I do eat seafood. I just don't eat any other meat. For some of you, that's not justifiable, and that's okay. We're on different paths right now. We're on different journeys at this point in time. Maybe later I'll go back to being vegan. I don't know. But right now, that's what I'm doing. That's working for me right now. So, as much as I love fitness and health, and I believe that you should keep your body healthy and strong, which I still believe, but there's just so much corruption and interference in the fitness and health industry. And there's already so many people who are on YouTube doing that shit. And just, that shit can fuck up your metabolism for the rest of your life. I'm not one to preach to go on diets. Here, go try this diet. Go try and be pescatarian because I am. No, don't fucking do that if you don't want to. That is your personal choice. I'm not going to tell you should be doing this or else you're a fucking idiot. No, you can do whatever you want. But when I created my account, my Instagram account, it was called One Fit Bruja, because at the time I was more into fitness. I was bodybuilding 5 times a week and having only one cheat day a week and all that jazz, and just going along like that, like the typical fitness guru. I'm not gonna say I didn't get good results, because I did. I got jacked. I was super fucking buff. I was really fucking strong. My PRs were high for a female. Like, I was stronger than any other female I've met. It was great and all, but it always felt like there was something missing. Like, there was a hole in my life, until I actually started practicing magic, physically practicing magic. And that's when my perspective on what I wanted in life changed drastically. So I stopped going to college for nutrition. I was like, fuck that shit. I don't fucking care. So I stopped going. I didn't complete that. And I'm not gonna tell you, go ahead and drop out of college if it's not, working for you. Fuck that shit. You don't need college. Just a little piece of paper that says you know how to do something. I'm not gonna justify that anyway. I decided to do what I wanted to do because I didn't want to keep wasting my time on something that I wasn't passionate about. And I don't want to be in debt for something that I'm not passionate about. I was lucky, and what I did go to school for was paid for, okay? So luckily I'm not in debt for that. I went back to school, which I'm pretty sure I'm not. I'm not gonna go back to, getting other professions. If anything, I'd go and get a business license so I can actually open up a physical version of the shop, of my partners and my own shop. That's what I want to do. That's my end goals. If you don't know, it's called BrujadeMarigoldManor. And I would love to create a physical manor shop that has a cafe in there where the food is blessed by kitchen magic, by actual witches, or just myself and my partner. I want to have a bookstore in there. I want to have metaphysical supplies in there. I want to create like a lounge where people can actually just hang out and talk, or come in, get a reading, get a working done. I want to create that sort of homey sanctuary for people. That's really what I want to do. The way I was going, college wasn't going to get me there. I can get myself there. My partner can get himself there. We can do this together. But One Fit Bruja is not my calling anymore, and I don't care for that name anymore. That name is dead to me. I'm still Bruja, and you guys are still my Brujitas, okay? That's not gonna change. I always say Hola Brujitas, or I'll see all you little Brujitas later. That's always gonna be there. That's always gonna be a thing, because that's part of my roots. I am half Mexican, and I am eclectic, so I do take from my culture and use a little bit here and there in my practice. Not all of it, because I am more Egyptian based in my magic. Egyptian and Hindi based and eclectic as fuck, and I use chaos magic. And I love necromancy. That is also another part of me that I love necromancy. I don't go to a graveyard very often, but it is something that actually relaxes the fuck out of me. Like, I could probably get the best sleep in my life in a goddamn graveyard because I feel that comfortable there. The more of the living that I'm around, the more unsettled I am. So I'm highly introverted. Like, I am the most introverted person you will ever meet in your fucking life. You will probably think I hate your guts because I do not hang out with you that much at all. I will talk to you, I'll text you, I'll talk to you over the phone. If we click that good, because I'm not the best over the phone, I ain't gonna lie. But if we click that good, we can hold conversations for years and never fucking see each other in person. I am one of those people, literally. Doesn't mean I hate you or hate being around you. It's just, if your energy is out of whack, I pick it up fast. And it doesn't feel the best. Even if you're somebody who emits good energy, even that good energy is too like hyperactive and overpowering to my own. Because I'm someone who keeps their energy neutral. Neutral as I possibly can. I don't feel too happy or too ecstatic. It's kind of like a numb in-between feeling. That's how I feel most of the time. It takes an extreme for me to react one way or the other in emotions. These little tangents are just the Q&A part. I want you guys to see what's underneath the veil. That's the whole point of this video, the whole point of the name change. That I want you guys to get to know me a little bit more, get to know your practitioner, and get to know the Bruja that you're watching. And I'm one of those people who appreciates those videos because I do like to know the practitioners that I'm watching. I want to know what got them to the point that in time that they're in right now. Like, how long did it take for you to get here? Like, what triggered it? What did you have to go through for you to create this change? And some of those stories are very impressive, very intriguing. And I love hearing stories like that. So if you're one of those people who are open, the dog's dreaming. So if you hear these little woof puff sounds in the background, she's having a dream, guys. She's having a dream. So if you're one of those people like me, you enjoy those sorts of like stories, like life stories and whatnot, I love them. I'm a sucker for them. I could sit there for like 2 hours if the video is 2 hours long and just listen to people like explain like facts about their lives and all the bullshit they had to go through to get to where they are. I love stuff like that. That stuff is like eye-opening, you know, life-changing sort of stuff. I love content like that. That gives you like a new perspective and a new drive for things, at least for me. Since I'm a little bit all over the place with the name change topic, One Fit Bruja is something that I struggled with. Like, once I figured out that I was having a hard time doing both, which some people, they can do both and be fine, like, but I couldn't find the best spirituality aspect out of the fitness and health, you know, fitness and health world. But there is, though. There's tons of people who incorporate into Tai Chi and yoga and other sort of like swimming. Oh my gosh, swimming is amazing. I love swimming. That makes you just feel some sort of way. Gets rid of all that bullshit that's like pent up in your vessel. To me, when I looked at the conjunction of fitness health with magic related, one part of it like made me depressed looking at that. Because that's something that I struggled with a lot. Like, when I was growing up, I was chubby. Dad would call me gordita. I mean, if you watched like my story time videos, you'd know that my parents would, you know, make fun of my weight and whatnot. And that fucked with me mentally. And when I was little, I didn't really give a fuck because I didn't really know until I started developing more of a, you know, my conscience grew and grew, and I was more highly aware of what this shit meant and how degrading in society it was to be overweight. Like, you're not even really seen as a person when you're overweight in society. It's fucked up as shit. Like, all of a sudden you have no feelings just because, you know, you're 20 to 50 pounds heavier than someone else, or more than that. It doesn't matter. You're still a human being. And you still have emotions. You still have fucking feelings. You still have a brain. You still have mind, body, soul. And it's fucked up the way society treats people who are overweight, who aren't skinny and pretty, or super fit and, you know, super good looking guy or some shit. It doesn't, whatever sex you are, it's still the same thing. You're still treated the same way. It's fucking crazy. And I wasn't someone who was proud to be in that guru, fitness and health guru thing, because of the way it's perceived. Our society is all fucked up and it's distorted as shit, and I'm over it. I don't want that anymore. I want something that's more me, like literally me to a T, and I felt like this new name underneath the veil of Marigolds is more me. Because there's a lot more to me than just fitness and health. And those times were dark times. I struggle from an eating disorder, anorexia, and I've struggled with that ever since I was 16 years old. I really don't want anything to, like, when I look at my username for YouTube and Instagram, I don't want to have to think about fitness and health. It doesn't mean that I won't ever post anything about fitness or health, but I don't want my brain to go straight to the negative stuff that I've stored in there. I want to rewire it and create a positive spiritual approach to fitness and health. But I want to create my own way of doing it. If that makes any sense. So hopefully that made some sort of sense. But yeah, I want to create a new viewpoint on fitness and health and create a more positive way to implement it into my practice. Yeah, having that username just wasn't, like, as the years went by, every time I looked at it, it was just really depressing. It made me feel some sort of negative way, and I didn't want that. I didn't even like the way it sounded anymore. Like, the name's no longer. That name's dead to me because I want that part of me to basically die off. And I want it to come back new with a new approach. I used to bodybuild a lot, especially when I was going through the eating disorder, and at my smallest I got down to 98 pounds, which I know can be triggering. So if you're going through an eating disorder, numbers are bullshit. It's all about your body composition and how much muscle mass you have. If the more skinny you are doesn't mean, you know, you have a healthy, you know, BMI level, like a body mass to the fat to the muscle sort of ratio. You could have a lot more fat and you are lacking muscle. That muscle raises your metabolism to burn all the fat off, which makes your waist and your thighs and your arms and stuff look tighter, leaner, smaller. So if you're trying to be smaller, you need a little more muscle mass. You need to eat to support that. That was rough. That name would always, in the back of my mind, make me think about my eating disorder. I know a lot of people say you can be cured of your eating disorder, and they don't think about that shit no more. That's a fucking lie. That shit will always be with you. You will always think about it when you're emotionally triggered by something. You may not realize that you're triggered, but your mindset will skip straight there, thinking about, I shouldn't be eating this. This is way too much. Why am I still eating this much food? I don't want to be the size, or whatever the fuck. And you pick yourself apart. Like, it's a domino chain effect reaction. Highly aware of when I do it. That's why I'm doing a lot of shadow work, because I've studied my mind for a while. I know I can, like, look at myself in third person and be like, bitch, what the fuck are you doing? Stop. We're over this. We're 31 years old. We're too old to be doing this shit. Okay? Yeah, fuck. So that's part of the change, guys. That is really the big part of the change. And as much as I love fitness, I don't care to promote it. I really don't. Currently, I am someone who intuitively eats. I mindfully eat for the body that I want to achieve, because I realize that I am an emotional eater. I'm a big emotional eater. And that is something that I slowly need to cut out, or else, guess what? If you can stop emotionally eating, you can eat whatever the fuck you want and control that. A lot of people emotionally eat. I want to say most of the population emotionally eats. Even the people who are skinny who don't eat. That's a trigger. There's a trigger for everybody in their mind. It's an emotional thing. Like if you're too stressed out, you're probably not going to fucking want to, because that's taking time out of your day that you don't have. Yada, yada, yada. It's a whole another chain effect there. And it's something that we need to recognize. So I am highly aware that I emotionally eat. And I do want to have a new approach to fitness, because I am somebody who bodybuilded most of my fucking life. And the older I get, the more I don't want to fucking do that. I do want to incorporate some sort of strength training. So I'm gonna work around that and create some sort of maybe possibly circuit training. I want to do like high intensity interval training that is all kickboxing. I like kickboxing. And then have a slower day. Have a slower day where I maybe like do some Tai Chi or something. So maybe I'll work out 3 to 4 times a week. I don't care to be working out 5 to 6 times a week. I used to do that all the fucking time, rain, sleet, or snow. I'd fucking be doing it. And I hated it. I hated it so much. I had such a toxic relationship with exercise for so long. I'm ready to redesign that whole fucking approach on fitness and health. And I do not want it in my username. I don't want to have to think about it like that. It's just something that I'm slowly going to incorporate, trial and error, of course, because that's really what your healthy lifestyle comes down to, is trial and error. And if it works for me, I'll share it with you guys. I do want to make a video on intuitive mindful eating and shadow work, because that goes hand in hand. So if you guys are interested in that, then I'll probably have one of those videos in the next month or so. And past the One Fit Bruja blubbering stage, I think you guys get the gist of why I changed it. And underneath the veil, like I was saying, I love necromancy. It's something I'm always reading about and, you know, looking for new content on. I'm not one to go to the graveyard a lot because it's just not entirely plausible for me. I don't have a lot of time to be going there in the first place. But I still have ways that I do work with the dead. And share some of those if you guys would like. Let you know offerings and stuff that you can leave spirits. So underneath the veil for me is something that's cloaked. What's underneath there is the mystery, the secrets. It's something that you're always seeking to find out more. It's knowledge. And I am fascinated by knowledge of the unknown. So magic to me is the most creative outlet and something that I will always seek out and keep looking for. And marigolds in my culture, my Hispanic Mexican culture, are always put on the ofrenda or the gravestones of the deceased. And those flowers are like a gateway between our world and theirs, so the dead can walk freely. So that represents death for me. Death and somewhat rebirth. The Hindis use marigolds too, especially in weddings. Their wedding ceremonies got marigolds everywhere, all sorts of colors. Even though I took the Bruja part out of my name, I still want some part of my culture in there, and it does correlate a lot with Ganesh. I do work with Ganesh. I'm an eclectic practitioner, and he likes marigolds. The culture has marigolds, and my own Mexican culture has marigolds. So I feel like that highly connected. I think I'm gonna move on from the name part. I was just trying to really get that in there so it would stick, so you guys can, you know, have more than one thing and a piece together of my reasoning. So some more tidbits about me is I'm not a Wiccan. I am not a Wiccan. Okay, that's not a path that I practice. Wiccans highly believe karma will bite them in the ass, and I believe you are karma. Your mindset develops the frequency that you put out and to receive. If you constantly stay in a point of fear, like after you've hexed somebody, what do you think's gonna happen? Like, the fear needs to dissipate. If you're scared of practicing certain things, it doesn't even have to be hexes or curses or anything like that. It could just be something simple and you're afraid, oh my God, should I be doing this? Is this selfish in any sort of way for me to do this money spell or whatever as an example? It's not. Why are you a witch if you do not want to control your own life? Why are you practicing magic if you still feel like you need someone to justify what you're doing? You do not. You are in control of your own life. You make your own choices. Okay? So put out the frequency that you need to push yourself forward. If you operate in fear and always think something bad is going to happen to you, then more often than not, something bad is going to happen to you. Stop being fucking scared. Own your fucking magic. Own your power. Or else don't even practice witchcraft. That's my opinion. So take it or leave it. To be the best witch you can be, guys, do your fucking shadow work. Don't blame other people entirely for, you know, what happened to you. I mean, I've got divorced. The person I was with was really manipulative, was a control freak. But I can't entirely blame him for everything that happened to me. Because at the same time, I have my own fucking trauma and stuff that I could have enhanced and made worse and then thrown upon that person to make them react even more harshly in certain situations. We are not perfect. We're flawed creatures, and it takes two to tango, not just the other person. It's not entirely their fault. So I can't blame him for everything that happened to me. I can't. I really can't. There's a lot of shit that happened that could have went better, but it is what it is. I've reflected. I've done my shadow work, and I am now at a point in my life where I'm on the outside looking in, and I can see everything that I fucked up on, and I fucked up bad. I fucked up real bad. But it is what it is. It was one of those relationships that now I see should have never happened. We were better off as friends. It's too late for that. It's never gonna happen. And I honestly don't want it to. I've cut those cords and I don't want to look back. Those of you that have emailed me recently, do not email onefitbruja@outlook.com. I have set up a new email and have put it in the about section. So if you guys need a reference, an email to message me about anything, it will be underneath the veil of Marigolds@outlook.com. That's the one you're going to want to email. Don't email the other one anymore. I'm going to be repeating this a lot because if some of you guys watch my old videos, I do link it in there. So yeah, it's going to be confusing for a while. I apologize for that, but it is what it is. Hopefully you guys will read the about section to see anything else that I might not have told you in any videos to come or whatever. Make sure you do your shadow work. Do your shadow work before you decide you want to hex or curse that person. Because a lot of the time, they might not even really deserve what they're getting. You're just doing it out of spite. You just want revenge. Is this something that's still like continuing to happen? Did this person stop? Or, you know, a lot of the time, it's something simple that you could confront a person and be like, hey, I need you to stop doing this shit. This shit's really affecting me and it's making my environment uncomfortable. So please, can you stop? I would highly appreciate it. And I'm pretty sure you would not like to be uncomfortable in the ways that you're making me uncomfortable. So stop. If it was that easy, sometimes it can be. A lot of times it is not. And that's why we hex and curse. It was easy to tell the person who was raping you, please stop raping me. And they do it. You know how many people would not have gotten raped? Yeah, think about it. So we practice baneful magic for a reason. Practice black magic for a fucking reason. People do this shit for a reason. And there's many different ways that you can do it, not just the ways that I've shown you. There's many different ways to do all these workings that I've shown you guys. They don't have to exactly match. If you're curious about another way to do something, fucking ask me. I have a comment section. I have an email. Okay? You can ask me these things. I will tell you another way. There's so many other ways. Some people you can't talk to. Some people will keep doing nasty fucking shit to you. Some people will keep fucking stalking you. Some people will fuck your life up. They'll keep constantly trying to find ways to fuck your life up because they are miserable and they can't get past a certain time frame in their life where they think you fucked them over, and you probably didn't. You probably just told them the truth and they can't handle it. So, and they're constantly sending you negative energy now, or trying to fuck up your financial situation, or literally just try to destruct your life, your world. Fuck those people. Hex them, curse them. They deserve it. I think that is about it. That's all I want to ramble about, because that is me. This is my channel. This is who I am. I'm not a Wiccan. Not afraid to hex or curse. If that makes you uncomfortable, then you probably shouldn't be here. If you want to learn new things, subscribe. I am always trying to put out spell work and trying to teach. I love teaching. That is like one of my callings, is to teach. I'm so introverted, but I like teaching new things to people, and I like seeing them get that awe moment in their eyes of euphoria, and they're like, oh my god, I didn't know it could be this fucking amazing until I tried it, you know? I like seeing that. I like intriguing people's senses. I like teaching them new things. So that's why I have this channel. Finally done rambling, and that hopefully gives you some insight about why I changed my channel name. And I hope you guys enjoy the new name as much as I do. Alright, until next time, I will see all you lovely little brujitas later.